Welcome back. We are back on my gnome priest. As I said, after doing the arms wear, the one storyline wise that follows right after is the shadow priest. And now that we have shadow form, I feel more comfortable actually doing this quest, because to me just doing it without shadow form it would not have felt right. But now it is time. Oh gosh, she actually went AFK. I was, if I was praying this, she actually got flagged as AFK. That's funny. It is time to go after the weapon that actually got to make a return appearance in BFA. And actually played a role in what happened to Xal'atath and Xal'atath. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Xal'atath, the Blade of the Black Empire. An ancient dagger of the old gods has resurfaced in a bid to restore the Twilight's hammer to power. They are performing an unholy ritual with it that must be stopped. The Blade of the Black Empire is a powerful void-attuned sacrificial dagger that has been used in horrific rites to the old gods since time immemorial. It enhances its owners with powerful shadow energy. So I've shown you the quest for Xal'atath, for the Arcane Mage, and I've shown you the quest for Xal'atath with the Demonology Warlock. This is the third and final of the talking artifacts. It's funny that for all three, it's each of the three cloth-wearing classes. But like Xal'atath and Xal'atath has a lot to say. She has a lot of very interesting things to say throughout the time you carry her around, not just in Legion content, but in other places as well. As I found out while looking up her quotes. I actually did, like with Xal'atath and Xal'atath, I did a whole separate video just on the quotes for Xal'atath. So, yeah.
I will hide in shadows no longer.
Excellent. You can begin as soon as you are ready. I have been working with Moira Thorson to infiltrate the Twilight's Hammer cult. We have learned of an ancient and powerful old god relic, a blade used at various points in history to wreak havoc. Moira's double agent informs us a new leader is rising, and plans to cement his ascension using this weapon in an unholy ritual. You must find him, stop the ritual, and seize the artifact. We will meet in Dalaran afterwards.
Until next time.
The Alliance has need of our sorcery, as well as our strength.
Not too difficult of a task, I hope. Don't worry, Moira. I'll take care of it. So yeah, we're going back to the exact same location in Tears Fall. In fact, look at this! Tears Fall Camp Scroll. Teleport me there. Got Shadow form. And I've got my pet Shadow. Because of course I do. This is like my go-to permanent pet for my main priest. So I thought it would be very appropriate to bring her along. Because she's so cute. Look at her. Also, there's of course a number of great mounts to use as a Shadow Priest. One of which, of course, is this bad boy right here. I was so happy to have gotten this mount. So here's the Priest mount. Like I said, it changes appearance based on spec. I love this one for Shadow. Here's some other really cool ones. The Corrupted Firewing from Firelands. Onyxia's Drake. I think it works well as well. I know it sounds weird. Never mind. The Twilight Avenger. Yes, this is the Island Expedition mount. I got this. And the Twilight Drake. I will go ahead and show off my AOTC mount from BFA. At first I did get, did carry to get this, but then later on I did actually earn it. Once my guild and I got Heroic N'Zoth on farm. So yeah, the Twilight's hammer came back. And, they brought some more forces. Because they were like, oh man, we're gonna get that arms warrior. He's gone. Where'd he go? Ah, forget about him. Let's get back into that tomb and get what we came here for. So, when the stuff about Shadowlands first came around in terms of the alpha and the beta, there were people saying that Shadow Priest was absolutely awful. Terrible. They complained and let Blizzard know how bad it was. So Blizzard responded and actually did a full rework of the spec to the point where right now, people are saying Shadow Priest is going to be really good in Shadowlands. Definitely makes me feel better about playing my Shadow Priest when I eventually do play it in Shadowlands. Because I've always liked Shadow. It's funny, I have a friend that she, a priest is one of her main ones, but she only ever plays Holy. I keep trying to encourage her to play Shadow to at least do this quest and get this weapon, but she insists, no, I only play Holy. The Shadow Deacon, by the way, these are Slaghammer's notes. Xal'atath, the Blade of the Black Empire. So there are 3 clues. I apparently found the 3rd clue. Sorry if I did this out of order. The Shadow Deacon was a cautious and calculating master, preferring the secrecy of the shadows to direct action. Ever since he found the blade, his entire demeanor has changed. Arrogant, commanding, audacious. He now favors a bold plan to restore power to the Twilight's hammer, which has basically been kind of out of power since we took them down back in Cataclysm. This is basically kind of the last remnants of them. We are effectively finishing off what is mainly left of the Twilight's Hammer forces. The blade is called Xal'atath. It has come from an age before most of our races existed. We only have the scrawlings of previous holders to go from. While it is mostly ravings of those that lacked the will to wield the blade, many of them say the same things. They speak of the Black Empire, of a time when our true masters ruled all of Azeroth. Massive sacrifices, living buildings filled with void energies. Sometimes we can hear the Shadow Deacon speaking to someone in his tent. He has mentioned the glory of the Black Empire as well. Yeah, I've been to Ny'alotha. It's alright. Alright, here's the first clue over here. Hammer's notes. The new leader. Sorry if I read this out of order. Praise be to the new leader. Once the hand to the Twilight Father, the Shadow Deacon has decided now is the time to regain our past glory. While the Twilight Father left to serve Deathwing, the Shadow Deacon maintained his role as a bishop in Stormwind. He continued infiltration and recruitment efforts there for some time until the fall of Deathwing and the Twilight Father. He then ordered what was left of our organization to go quiet and allow our foes their temporary victory. But then he found it. Or perhaps it found him. The Black Blade. So yeah, the guy they're referring to is actually a guy who was a deacon in the cathedral in Stormwind. So he was kind of undercover basically the entire time. Tears fall. We have finished setting up a small base as per the Deacon's orders. He is driven, so sure this is the proper path for the Twilight's Hammer. We will be visible to our enemies, but he believes it is worth the risk. There is some sort of broken seal leading to a complex beneath the lake. The lake itself looks like it suffered a titanic explosion thousands of years ago. Somehow the Shadow Deacon knew of this location and that a Cathraxi died here. His plan is bold. He will use the Black Blade to resurrect this ancient being and restore the Twilight's Hammer to its pinnacle. Tomorrow I go in to command the forces holding the upper area. He has already dampened the wards and is preparing to enter the lower area. So then imagine their surprise when they come here and they find what the arms warrior just did to Zakaj in the, down there in the tomb, which is what I showed in the previous video. So now they're down there being like, oh my gosh, and he's basically trying to, the arms warrior made his task a little harder. So now the Shadow Priest is going to take advantage of this. Now remember, we're not going to be in here by ourselves. Moira has someone in here on the inside ready to help us.
We have an intruder.
Excellent. I was expecting him, but I don't think you were.
What? You traitor!
There we go.
Moira said you'd be coming. I'm Slaghammer, paying my family's debt by hanging out with these buggers. Let me take down this barrier. The Shadow Deacon's already below, starting his ritual. To get there, we'll need to do a bit of work. If you have any questions, let me know, but we'd best hurry.
Well, it's funny you should ask. I actually want to talk to you, Slaghammer. We don't have much time, but you deserve some answers. What do you want to know about? The Shadow Deacon? The Blade? What the hell's going on, eh? Well, that was sort of sudden. Where are we and what's going on? Oh, can you believe that they found the tomb of Tyr himself? He died here long ago, fighting some monstrous general of the old gods. His comrades buried him here and the corpse of that beast further in. This tomb was also meant to guard the prison tomb of that monster, but the Twilight Hammer put a stop to that. The Shadow Deacon used that blade to get in and his minions to keep the wards down while he went below. The Shadow Deacon? Who is this new leader? Oh, the Hammer's been in disarray since their Twilight Father and Deathwing took a dive. I'm guessing that when the Legion attacked, one of the leaders took to the idea of taking over while everyone was distracted. He dredged up an ancient artifact of the old gods and is planning on using it on that dead monstrosity down there to cement his takeover of the cult. I didn't get a good look at the Deacon, but he seems really familiar. You mentioned a magical blade. Can you tell me more? Oh, that blade. I knew Moira would want to know. I think that dagger has been behind some of the worst nightmares that Xal'atath has seen, if I remember me stories. It looks similar to stories that were told about the War of the Three Hammers and Grim Batol. It oozes shadow and seems to cut the very light. I think it might have a mind of its own too. It seems the Shadow Deacon is sometimes talking and arguing, but to nobody at all. We'd best stop this ritual and pry that blade loose. Or the cult. Loose of the cult. Alright, Slaghammer, let's go.
These buggers are suppressing Tyr's wards, so the Deacon can do his work below. We need to take them down. Start by dispelling the wards on the ritualists.
I don't have a target.
Alright, now that I've got enough insanity, I want to see this Devouring Plague ability. Whew. Okay. Oops.
A trap! Destroy that creature before it kills us! There we go. The path to the prison should be open. Well, if it ain't me old friend. We'd be doing the world a favor ridden into this baddie.
I like Slaghammer. I like how his title changed from the Twilight's Hammer to Ironforge Spy.
More of the Deacon's mind games. We could master spell him, or just fight through, but I wouldn't get too close.
Apparently I can't use one of my favorite add-ons because it keeps getting in the way of this. So yeah, Zakaj is still in the same state that I just left him in at, by the Arms Warrior.
Yes, the blade is right. I am unstoppable. Once Zakaj lives again, I will hold dominion over this world. Our old leaders chose to work with pawns. I choose the real power!
Yeah. What he doesn't know, though, is there's a price.
This is Nagel.
Defend me, Blade! You said this would work!
You take care of the Deacon.
You think to stop me. With this weapon, I can do anything. Anything! This shouldn't be happening! Why aren't you protecting me?
Weak and pitiful. The Twilight Father did not dare wield me, for he knew the price of failure.
I said there was a
Give me
price.
another chance! No! No!
You, on the other hand, yes.
Me?
I foresee us doing great things together. Take hold of my haft and I will aid you. For now.
Sure, that sounds like a great idea. You seem very trustworthy. I mean, I just saw how you handle... Don't worry. That doesn't happen to us, obviously. Obviously we have the thing where we have their power drained in the wound, and it's just funny how then later on, and I showed this in a separate video, where if you then go back and go find her as a priest, she's like, how could you do that to me? After all we went through, that's how you treated me. But it's okay. I forgive you. We can continue to do the great things. And then you have the questline where you release, the being who's within the blade free of it. She disappears. I hope we see her again. Like, the being that's within this blade. I hope we see her, like, in Shadowlands show up at some point. And it's just funny how this blade ends up being the very thing that Rathian uses to help us get to the heart of N'Zoth in order for us to be able to kill him. So, we knew that this was obviously a gigantic tease involving N'Zoth and Ny'alotha and such, but we didn't know that there was going to be a literal direct connection in BFA between this and here. This is why I kept telling people, once I found out, playing as a Shadow Priest in Legion ends up being extremely relevant. Not to mention the fact that she also has so much to share when you take her throughout various different places in Legion, including the Emerald Nightmare raid. But she says a lot throughout the entire expansion. It's very much worth playing a Shadow Priest throughout the entire expansion as Shadow Priest just because of Xal'atath. The Blade of the Black Empire. It's also a cool looking book in the offhand as well.
Yes, we are eager to feast on the fallen Titan's minions. But first, Zakash. The cultists may try to stir him again, or he could awaken on his own. We must consume his essence to ensure he is gone forever. You know this must be done.
So, some wondered if the arms warrior had permanently killed Zakash. Not really. Until now. Now, this Cathraxi is permanently dead. Spicy.
You did it! The cultists have run off! Ha! Ye should get back to Foul. I'll use this Twilight Portal Stone for you.
Thanks for your help, Slaghammer. Really appreciate it.
Keep an eye on that blade. No telling what something that old be capable of.
Much appreciated.
See you later, Slaghammer. And yeah, about the blade, it's fine. There's nothing to worry about. Nothing at all. Gosh, it feels weird not being able to fly in in Dalaran. I've been able to fly here for so long, and then it's like, all of a sudden I can't fly again. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like back when I first started. It's like when the expansion launched and nobody could fly. Let us go in for Moira. Let her have the blade. There's actually a bit more about this order hall I want to show off that I forgot to show in the previous video. I'll show it now. Moira!
Best mind your manners in the presence of a queen.
You have demonstrated no small amount of skill in these sort of tasks. That is good, for we will require even more of you if we are to survive this conflict.
I dismiss you.
Well, gee, thanks. Alright. Apparently I just learned shadow word death. A word of dark binding that inflicts damage to the target. If the target is not killed, the caster takes the damage equal to the damage inflicted upon the target. It's increased by 150% to targets that are below 20% health. Ooh. So the idea is I should really be casting this on enemies when they are near death. So first I'm going to show you the customization stuff, that you can do with Xal'atath. Then I'll give you a little bit more of a look around the order hall. So of course this is the, I think this is a bug, because Xal'atath is supposed to be up here. But hey, it'll show off the offhand as well. So you, of course, can get a more... Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's a bug right there. Just change the color tint. This is the upgrade appearance, kind of a glowing aura around it when you do the campaign. This is the balance of power look. Kind of a... looks like a bone, claw. This is the PvP look, Vision of Madness. I really like that look. I don't remember what I have to do to unlock the secret appearance. But yeah, I love the PvP look for it. So this is the book that has the lore for the weapons and such. This is, of course, the, how do we have this set up. By the way, I wasn't kidding when I said that we are in the Twisting Nether. I'll even show you here. Look at here. Yeah, we are literally in the Twisting Nether. Warcraft in the first person. It's Warcraft Elder Scrolls Edition. But yeah, we are in the Twisting Nether. So of course, this is the half of the temple that emphasizes the light. And this is where Xal'atath stays. We can even talk to her.
Can the Naru aid you? I will help you. In the light we are reborn. I will help you. In the light we are reborn. Careful, I can be sharp. Please don't smudge me. Would you like to see the temple, say, from the outside?
Okay, I'm out. I'm out. I'm gonna stop poking her before she sends me out into the nether. Do not need that. By the way, in case you're curious about the training dummies over here. Oh, hey, look, we have players actually practicing Shadow over here. We have bound Voidwalkers over here. I'm not surprised I'm seeing players check this out and practice it, considering the hype that is going on right now about Shadow Priest. And again, I'm just loving seeing a lot of players here trying this out.
You know, the shadows, they see our demise.
Yeah. This is the side of the temple that emphasizes the void, and it's a little, well,
You don't hear them, do you? They're laughing, they're warning. Oh, our time is coming. The void sends whispers of our fate, a gruesome death. Oh, light a candle for your loved ones, priest, because the end is near and inescapable.
well, okay then. So, Alonzus, he going crazy.
We will accomplish much together.
Gilner's hearing voices, is he? All that dabbling in the shadows has finally caught up to him.
Another Shadow Priest spouting nonsense. I can't say I'm surprised. Things like this are bound to happen when you linger too close to the void.
We cannot afford to make careless
How
assumptions.
may I help you?
Alonzus. We need to find out if this Shadow Priest speaks the
Until
truth.
next time.
What you got for me, Velen?
Not all who wander are lost.
If we wish to see the truth in Gilner's ramblings, I will need to induce a vision. It is not the sort of thing that is typically forced. But we have within our ranks the best and brightest alchemists who can craft an extract that will grant me the sight I need. Seek them out in Azuna, where they are currently aiding those on the front lines.
You are the instrument of change.
And then, of course, there's
I will hide in shadows no longer.
the quest to get the third artifact. You have not one, but two powerful artifacts to use against the Legion. But can you imagine a world where you have three? Think of what you could do in such a world. Shall we look at the possibilities? As I said, I will do Discipline on my own off camera, because it's a complete repeat of the quest I showed you for the Arcane Mage. So, if you see this priest again, it will be more than likely me trying to show you some bits of the priest order hall, as some parts are actually kind of interesting. Believe it or not, we are actually going to find a priest who wants to leave what is left of the Scarlet Crusade and join us. Yeah. It's a little interesting bit. And like I said, there are bits in here that are interesting in regards to the collaboration between the priests and the paladins in the Order Hall campaigns. So I may show that to you guys on camera. Otherwise, we're going to be continuing with some other artifact weapon quests. So I will see you guys then.